you are supposed to sell your personal asset and then you are supposed to settle it. That is what is called unlimited liability. Profit is more as well as the loss is also more. So be very careful and always go with the save your money. Sole trader or partnership, what happens is whatever they know, they actually go with the business. Sometimes they hire people who are overqualified for that particular department. Still people, they work and they get the things done efficiently and effectively. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Business Studies in Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Now I gave you a homework, actually what exactly you are supposed to do. That is, you need to know what exactly is the meaning of a company, right? Now I'll tell you what exactly a company is, and today we'll go with one more topic called as the merits of joint stock company. Last session we had done what exactly a company is and the features of a company. Now quick recall what exactly a company is. A company is an artificial person. Company is what? It is artificial person. Actually, when I say it is artificial person, who was actually given this eligibility to the company? It is by the law. It is by whom? By the law. And that too, what kind of a law? It is the Indian Companies Act. What is it? Indian Company Act. And there are like two acts, students. That is, one is 1956 and the one more is 2013. And those people, they have given the company as an artificial person. Now understand what exactly it is. See, 2013 is a revised Companies Act. That means which one was followed earlier? It is 1956. And in company there is something called separate legal entity. What is that separate legal entity? That means the member of the company are different and the company itself is different, right? The company itself is different and people who are working in the company or the member or the promoters, they are the different people. Now I'll tell you what more you need to learn in this chapter, that is the forms of business. Here we'll have the merits of joint stock company. Merits means what? Why people actually they go with this? Because of these features. Now the first one is what we have already learned. Joint stock company feature, that is what? It is a separate legal entity, and one more is what? It has limited liability. You need to compare all the forms of business with each other. The reason is which one you feel the more merit is there, you are supposed to go with that kind of a business, and where the demerit is there, you need to cope up and then do your business. The first one is limited liability. What is it? Limited liability. The second one is transfer of interest. That means I can transfer the interest whenever I want, and you need to go with few of the protocols and then you can transfer it. The next thing is perpetual existence. What do you mean by perpetual existence? I told you men may come, men may go. The same kind of a thing is perpetual existence. The next one here is scope for expansion. Yes, students, you need to actually learn why in a sole proprietor there are few people who cannot expand the business because the financial resources are very scarcity. But when it comes to partnership, what happens is there are like 2 or 3 people are there. So what happens? Their assets will be there, their financial assistance will be there, so they'll expand their business, but not huge, but definitely more than the sole proprietor. But when it comes to company, what happens is the owner of the company is who? The shareholders. Who are the owner of the company? The shareholders are the owner of the company. Now there are too many shareholders, so what happens is they also pump finance. So what happens? The company will expand. That is what the scope of expansion is. And the last one here is professional management. That means what? A company is a huge building, right? Company in the sense the many people will come and they'll work. What happens is here management is there. Your first chapter, management. What exactly management is? Management is all about what? Getting things done through others, right? In the business also we learned, right, what exactly business is? Buying and selling of goods and service. To have that business, what you should have? You should be thorough with something called management, how to manage yourself, how to manage the business. Now here also professional management, in the sense what you will hire, you will start hiring people who are qualified, who are qualified. Now you have seen in your first chapter business, profession and employment. Now here this is what happens, the employees will be qualified and they'll come and they'll work, so that you will get the work done efficiently and effectively. So these are the 5 points which you are supposed to know and remember. The first one being what? Limited liability. Now we'll see what exactly a limited liability is all about. Okay, now in the limited liability, what happens here is, now though these things are there, but you need to understand what is the meaning of liability. That means you own something and you are supposed to give it back to them because you have borrowed from them. Liability. Okay, and that what a liability is, somebody have given you money and you are supposed to return them, right? So that is what the liability is. Here what happens, there is a feature called limited. Which one? Limited is there. Now when it is limited, that means what? How much you will get, only that much you are supposed to give. Say supposing, I'll give you an example. Now you have invested, right? Now you are there, you are the shareholder of this company. Okay, you are the shareholder of this company. Now you have invested 1 lakh rupees. How much you have invested? You have invested, say 1 lakh rupees you have invested. Now when you have invested 1 lakh rupees, what happens is, you are supposed to be liable only for that investment, but not more than that. But whereas in sole proprietorship or partnership, what happens is, though your investment is whatever, if you go for a loss, you are supposed to pay unlimited, in the sense you are supposed to pay the full kind of amount, whatever the loss is. But here you are responsible only for this 1 lakh rupees. Now I'll write here properly. Now this is not the right. Now it is 1 lakh rupees. Now understand, the shareholders, the shareholder, you are the shareholder, right? The shareholders are liable to the extent of the amount unpaid on the shares held by them. Only that amount they are liable, apart from that nothing else. Now if they make profit, the profit will go like this. If they make losses, it will go down, but it will not go more than 1 lakh rupees. That is what the thing advantages in the company, that is their limited liability. Next one is here. Here what happens in the sole proprietor is, or the partnership is, now he has invested, say supposingly a sole trader or a partner, they have invested say 5 lakh rupees. How much? 5 lakh rupees in the business. When they invest 5 lakh rupees in the business and they are incurring loss, say they are incurring loss up to 10 lakhs. How much? 10 lakhs, and they are supposed to pay to the creditors. Now 5 lakh is the investment and they have a loss of 10 lakh, or they have a loss of 15 lakh. Now understand, I am giving you two examples. One is A, another is B. Now what usually happens is, it's if it is a sole trader or a partnership, what really happens, I'm just giving an example. Your investment is 5 lakh rupees and your loss, first loss is 10 lakh and the second loss is 15 lakh. Now you want to quit your business, you don't want to run because you are incurring loss, you don't have money. Now what the law says is, for a sole trader or for a partnership, there is a other kind of a feature, that is unlimited liability. Unlimited liability, that means you need to actually settle this amount. How will you settle this amount? You are supposed to sell your personal asset and then you are supposed to settle it. That is what is called unlimited liability. But here in company, what happens, whatever it is, only the unpaid, which one? Only the unpaid is that, only that much you are supposed to give. But here what happens, the sole trader and partnership, even your assets, that is personal assets, you are supposed to pledge or you are supposed to sell and then settle the amount. So which is better, the sole trader or the partnership, or it is the company. I'll tell you, it is only the company which is better. Now follow this one. What exactly happens is, in the company, what happens, you cannot deal with unlimited liability. That's why you have registered for the company. So now the unlimited liability will be the limited liability. When it is a limited liability, what happens is, you don't need to sell your personal property, you don't need to sell your assets to give all the unpaid kind of a debts. Now also, only the assets of the company, which one, assets of the company, can be used to settle, what is it, their personal property will not be taken. What property will be taken? The company's assets will be taken. The debts, leaving the owner's personal property free from any charges. That means you don't need to sell your personal assets to pay the unpaid debts. So limited liability, you got to know what exactly it is. Now we'll go with one more, that is transfer of interest. What was the transfer of interest? Now here, students, you need to understand what exactly this transfer of interest is. If you see this kind of a image, you'll get to know. Now he is transferring his responsibility or the interest. Now he is transferring to somebody, he is transferring to somebody. Now what exactly is this? This is where you will understand more about stock exchange. What is it? Stock exchange. Now this is all about money, which you need to actually know, and how people make money and how people are rich. It's all because of the stock exchange and other kind of a business, where they are actually giving their a bulk amount and then taking the bulk amount. But still, I'm telling you, students, profit is more as well as the loss is also more. So be very careful and always go with the save your money. What you are supposed to do? Save your money. Yeah. Transfer of interest is what you need to know. There are two types of company. There are two types of company, right? Now I'm not giving you what exactly the stock exchange is. Now in the stock exchange, what happens is, we deal with something called National Stock Exchange and then BSE. What is the meaning of BSE? Anybody knows, right? It's called Bombay Stock Exchange. So one is what? National Stock Exchange, another is Bombay Stock Exchange. So all these shares and everything is being shared in this National Stock Exchange or Bombay Stock Exchange, and people, they buy and they sell. That is what it's called, the transfer of interest. When in a public company, what happens is, the transfer of interest, in the sense, the owner can be the ownership can be transferred. Now say example, I have purchased Infosys shares. Okay, now I become the owner of Infosys according to the law. Now what happens is, I have sold the Infosys shares, whatever the shares I had. Now I have shared it to you. Now what happens is, you will become the owner. That is what is called the transfer of interest. And here in joint stock company, whenever I talk, it's about the public company. And public company, what happens is, transfer of shares happen very, very easily. Now the ease of transfer of ownership adds to the advantage of investing in a company. When the company is making profit, what usually happens is, people, they buy the shares of the company. When it is actually making more profit, what happens, later they'll actually sell it or they will keep it. When they sell it, what happens, their ownership goes to somebody. That is called as transfer of interest. Now it's an advantage, students. Okay, advantage of investing in a company has a share of a public limited. Please understand, it is not the, see, there in a company, right, there are like two types. One is private company, another is public company, right? Only this public company can transfer share, private company cannot transfer share. So in the difference of public and private, in the next sessions I'll teach you what exactly it is. You will understand. For time being, you understand public limited only will go with transfer of share very, very easily. So can be sold in the market. Now which market am I referring to? I'm referring to the NSE and the BSE, National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, now, and such can be easily converted. What is it? Converted. Now what happens, now I have sold Infosys shares, right? Now when I sell, Infosys shares, what happens? I get money. That means my share is converted into cash. That is what is an advantage in the company. Convert into cash in a place where I really need it. That's why we say that it is an advantage to always invest in a company, but you need to know which company you are investing. The next one is perpetual existence. What is it? Perpetual existence. Perpetual means what? It's like it's never ending, perpetual. And perpetual succession you have learned in the last session. That is what I had given you an image of one person handling a key to another person, right? That is what it is. Here you need to understand what is perpetual existence. Men may die, but company will not die. Company will die only when the law says that you are supposed to wind up. See, law has given this identity of being an artificial person. It is only the law which can actually say that now it is all dead, right? Only then the company will die, or else the company is always have something called perpetual existence. Now here you need to understand existence of a company not affected by the death of any person. That means whoever are the member of the company, say example all the member of the company they die, but still the company will be existing. That is what the feature of perpetual existence. Here I have actually given you, you are supposed to know the company will continue to exist even if all the members, even if all the member die. That means what? Company is what? It's an artificial person. It cannot die. Only when the law is enforced, now the company is there. That is what it is. The next one here is scope for expansion. Now I told you students, scope of expansion, when you compare with the other form of business, you will understand that this company is something where you can expand more if you compare with sole proprietor and partnership. I'll tell you here, as compared to the sole proprietorship and partnership form of organization, a company has large financial resources. What exactly they have? They have financial resources. I'll give you an example here, you understand, right? The thing is, now I'll start a business and it's called as a sole proprietorship. Now whatever the money I have, now understand the concept properly. Now whatever the money I have, that is money which is in my hand, right? Money which I have. Now I can borrow money from the bank. Okay, bank. I can take few of the loans from my relatives. Now my relatives will give. Now understand. The money what I'll have is probably 5 lakh rupees. Okay, I'll have 5 lakh rupees. Bank, because I'm starting a business, now they'll feel that I need to actually I need to give the report that this is what the business I'm doing, and then they'll give me the money. Say example, they are giving me again 5 lakh rupees. Okay, but I need to pledge something, only then they'll actually give me more money. My relatives will give me 2 lakh rupees. So what is the total? The total is say 12 lakh rupees, and I'll start the business. Now I have 12 lakh rupees and I'll start the business. Now this is what the sole proprietor starts. Now if I feel that I need to join the hands with my friend and I need to run the partnership firm. Now what happens? 12 lakh, even he will actually take all that money, bank, all those things, relatives, everything, and he'll also come with 12. Now 12 plus say 12 lakh. Okay, now we have 24 lakh and we start a business. Now partnership is more, right? The investment is more. Sole trader, the investment is less comparatively. Now understand about the company. Now the minute somebody wants to start a company, the minimum to start a company is 2. in a private company, and the maximum for a private company is 200. How much is it? 200. Please write down. To start a private company, the minimum members are 2 and the maximum members are 200, not more than 200. You cannot cross more than 200. If you cross more than 200, you are supposed to register your private company as a public company. To start a public company, you will actually have what? In a private company, the minimum members are 2 and the maximum members are 200. Okay. In a public company, I told you there are two types of company. Public company, the minimum is 7 and maximum is unlimited. That is, anybody can be the member. That is what you are supposed to know. Now here only one person was there. How much was the amount? 12 lakh rupees. Now there are partnership, two people are there. Now how much is the thing? 24 lakh. Now just imagine, in a private company, how many people can I actually go with? 200. In a public, how many? Unlimited. Now just see how much the financial support we get in company when you compare with sole trader and partnership. This is what the scope of expansion is all about. The next thing is professional management. What is it? Professional management. Now what is this professional management? Please understand, sole trader or partnership, what happens is whatever they know, they actually go with the business. But when it comes to the company, what happens? We hire people. So you need to understand the process. The first thing is what? Recruitment. They start to recruit people. When they recruit people, then they'll go with selection. That means all the interview rounds, everything happens. After selection, what happens is they give training and development. What is it? Training and development. Now those people, whoever are the freshers or the people who have experience, they undergo training and development. When they go with training and development, now they go with what? They work effectively and efficiently. They work effectively and efficiently. Now that is the reason the company go with all the professional management. That means they hire people who are qualified. Sometimes they hire people who are overqualified for that particular department. Still people, they work and they get the things done efficiently and effectively. This cannot happen in sole trader as well as partnership because they need to pay more salary. Here what happens is the company is ready to give salary. The thing is, they have more financial support. Now when they give more salary, in the meantime they'll get more work also, so that the company will be in profitability. That's why students, whoever finish their professional courses, they actually go with the company. Not they'll not start with a business or something. Now there are few people, I'll tell you, out of 100 graduates every year, this is a statistics, right? Over 100 graduates every year, probably I'm telling you, 0.01%, 0.01% only those people will become a, they'll take up their own business. That means what? Not even 1% over 100. If you go with like 10,000, you will actually get one person who will be a businessman. But in that also, that 10% or 1% people will actually make profit. The remaining is what? They undergo losses because they lack something called the professional management skills. Now here, a company can afford to pay, it can afford to pay a huge salary, that is a higher salary to specialist and professional. See, now you will understand the comparison between business, profession and employment. In the profession, what happens is they get the fee, right? That is what the thing is. The higher the salary they'll get because they are professional, they are specialized in their kind of a field. Now, it can therefore employ people who are experts in their area of specialization. That is what I was telling you, right? Now the more you are specialized in an area, what happens? The company is only looking for you. That's why I tell you students, take this commerce as a very good subject and a branch where you can actually make more money if you dedicate your 5 years. If 5 years you study properly, I'll tell you 50 years your life is jingalala, you will be like proper, you will be like bindas. But this 5 years, if you feel that it will be like hasi mazak and I'll roam wherever I want, I'll do whatever I want, 50 years you will struggle. That is what the thing is. The next thing is the scale of operation in a company leads to division of work. Now I'll tell you more about this division of work in the next sessions. In the professional management, what happens is they'll divide the work to people who are specialized in the things. I'll give you an example here. Say example, now there are like, okay, let's go with this. Okay, 1 2 3 4, let's go with this 4 people. Now here this boy is very good with human resource management. Now he'll be placed in what? HRM. Now she is very good with marketing, she is placed in marketing. Now what happens, this is what is called as, they will get the relationship as well as they'll get a division of work. It leads to what? Division of work. That is what happens in the company. So if you have any doubts, any queries about the merits of company, you can call, you can message us. Thank you so much. And if you feel that our classes are going very good, please like, subscribe, and you can share the videos to everybody. I'll see you when I see you.